Hi, good morning. It's 11 a.m. and uh, it's an exciting day ahead. Uh, I was hoping that more people would join in, but it looks like I'm going to have to go live, which is very interesting. Uh, it's funny that I'm talking. I'm actually doing a course on personal impact, and I do courses on communication skills. And the most awkward thing for me is to be able to speak on camera. And I know practice makes permanent, but it's just one of those things that it takes a long time uh, to get used to actually having conversations. Having said that, it's one of those things that uh, I'm just gonna have to keep doing till I get used to it. So today I want to talk about resilience, and it's very interesting because at this point of time I'm going through a bit of a difficult phase. 2 weeks ago, I lost my very precious dog and my pet, and she had been with us for 14 and a half years. And it's taken a long time for me to be able to come out of the stress and uh, the worry and the, I don't know, just the grief of it. uh, I keep telling people that the best way to, grief takes its own time and everything takes its own time, and uh, you have so much that you need to process. And I'm not sure that I have processed it. What can I say? It's always easier to give advice than to actually implement it yourself. But having said that, each day gets better. But there are so many reminders that I have sometimes have a bit of a difficult time in processing her loss, because she was more than a pet; she was a companion, and that makes it even harder when you are um, trying to process this pain and this grief that you feel. Um, so when we talk about resilience, resilience is basically what? It's your ability to cope with the situation. It's your ability to be able to acclimatize yourself to a changing situation, to give yourself the space to grow as an individual. Um, Loss is something, and grief is something that's the hardest lesson of all. They always say that if you want any grounding, the one place you must always visit is a hospital, because the number of people you see over there give you an indication of what grief actually is and how difficult it can be. um, I don't need to go to a hospital. I feel the grief every day. For the last 2 weeks. It's been extremely difficult, but I'm getting there, and that's the whole part of life. Is that it's a journey where you learn new things every day, where you learn to cope with so much. Now, the strange part is, I lost my dad when I was 14. I lost my favorite aunt when I was 10 years ago. And I feel pain, and I've lost a lot of friends, a lot of classmates. In fact, 2019, I lost about 6 people I knew really closely, and it hurt, but not as much as hurting cuddles hurt me. I feel every emotion intensely. So for me, this was extremely intense, because she was my companion for so many years, and she was, in fact, we had this joke at home that she was probably a master in marketing communications, because she was always sitting with my husband when he was doing his courses. And she probably deserved a certificate all by herself, and she, in fact, she could probably conduct this programs, uh, um, you know and so when we talk about grief and we talk about resilience, we talk about being able to cope. Now, coping, everybody has different methods. um, how you the kind of method that applies to one person is not necessary that the same method applies to somebody else. For example, my mom lost her brother 2 years ago and she still hasn't got over that grief. For her, it's taking a little time because she's also 78, so there is an age factor. She had also lost her brother about 20 years ago, no, 25 years ago, and she hasn't, I didn't take it as badly as she has this one. It's not about the closeness or the dependency, it is about also the age plays a huge role. As you get older, it becomes more difficult and you are less resilient because you're more prone to harsh emotions or more prone to difficult emotions. But the whole idea is to be able to get there. And how do you get there? You get there by practicing um, mindfulness. Now that sounds very strange, and people will say stay positive, be mindful. But what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is understanding the fact that the past is history and it cannot be rewound. Time cannot be rewound. You cannot bring the past back into the present. It is where it belongs, in the past. The future is something that we haven't seen yet, so it's basically living in the past or living in the future are basically living in concepts, and the reality is this moment, is right here, right now. And that reality is something that we all need to accept. It's a reality we all need to uh, live with, that this here, this now, this moment is the only one that matters, because the next second I could drop dead, or the past that is gone cannot be changed. But what you can do is you can alter the future by becoming mindful of the present, by becoming more aware of things as they are in the present moment and accepting them. For example, it happens very often in my household. My husband will be on his phone and I will say something to him about the dog who probably wants to go for a walk, who's barking his head off. And I'll tell him, okay, so you take him down for a walk. And he'll be like, give me 2 minutes. And I'm like, the dog wants to go now. The dog doesn't understand your 2 minutes or your need to be on the phone. So prioritize your present, because that is more important. Okay, so that the same principle applies to our children, and how our children sort of demand our attention at this given point of time. They don't understand the reason you need to be on the device or be checking a mail, because it makes no difference to them. I mean, they're kids, for God's sake. So for them, this moment that they have with you is all important. This moment that they need your attention and your time is more important than actually waiting for another 2 minutes till you have finished checking your mail. So prioritize your present, prioritize your moment currently, because this is what you have for sure. What you may not have is a future, and what you definitely don't have is a past. I mean, you have a past, but it's not present. It's not here right now. It's over. It's done with. Even the second that just went past where I was talking is over and done with. I can't rewind time. I'm live right now, I think. I'm still working out my techie, gadgety things. So I'm not even sure I'm live. It says I'm live, but I'm not certain about it. Having said that, it's something to take into cognition when you are living your moment, is that if you are going out, let's say you go out partying, you're not going to think about what happened during the day. That will probably make you drink more, and you're not going to think about what's going to happen the next day. At that point of time, you're just trying to enjoy your time, enjoy your space, your moments, your present. So on that note, I'm going to focus on being present and not talk about losses that have happened, because that's a reality that I have to deal with and to live with. And as time passes, I know that time heals all wounds. Cliche, but it does. Okay, the scars don't go away, but it does heal the wounds, and that is something that we all need to focus on, especially in the last 2 years where we have heard of so many sad things of people losing family members, of children losing their parents, and families getting wiped out. In all of that, what matters is that today you're here and you have a chance to make tomorrow better by altering your today, by becoming more present, by being in the moment and making the most of it. I hope that made sense. And this is Monisha, and I'm going to be having these hangouts every Thursdays and Saturdays at 11 a.m. Please join in, and if you like, I mean, if you don't want to join into the conversation, I would love to have a one-on-one. But in the event we can't have a one-on-one, please join in so that we can sort of have a conversation, and that's so much more interesting than me talking into a screen, because it is all about human connection, and that's what I'm aiming to do. Plus, you can find me on LinkedIn and on Twitter and on. Don't follow my Twitter page because sometimes I really rant, but you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, and also listen in on my podcast, which is available on Anchor by my own name, Monisha Mitra Life Coach. Until the next time, bye bye.